Hi there, I'm Mackenzie Ray. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am setting up my digital bullet journal for March in my iPad mini. I start every month by pulling some inspirational images, thinking about what I want to see as the month goes by, and I pull heavily my inspiration from the imagery in my Honeycomb Astrological Almanac. I begin every month by screenshotting the main image from that month and pulling colors from it and then adding those into my GoodNotes palette. This artwork is by Alex. I will have their information in the description box below, along with Honeycomb's information if you also want an astrological almanac to track your personal transits and mundane transits. The first spread that I always set up is my finance tracker. It's been the same for many months now, and if it's not broke, then don't fix it. And I pretty much just change the colors for my headers and add a image, and this spread is ready to go. I always keep my images on my cover page and then pull them into each spread as I need them. The next spread that I set up is my big monthly template page. And so I have a template that I've created, and I erase the boxes as needed to create the shape of the weeks for the month. This is where I track my workouts, and this is also where I track my moods. And I find that putting the two together and keeping that information in one place is very, very important for me and tracking how I feel as the month goes by. As you saw in the Astrological Almanac from Honeycomb, Alex's artwork this month incorporates some peacock themes. And so that color palette and that imagery is really what I'm carrying throughout the month. I actually live in a neighborhood where peacocks roam freely. And so when I got my Astrological Almanac a couple months ago, I was immediately excited for March because I knew that these colors and these images would be extremely potent for me personally because I already have such a deep tie and connection with peacocks as it is. So my monthly forecast, or my monthly template page, is pretty much done after that. And then I move on to my nourishment page, which is where I track all of my meals. This is really important to me to really just keep track of how much I'm cooking or how much I'm eating out. And again, I really don't do much to that page other than adding a photo and changing the colors of my header. Next is the habit tracker, which is pretty much the same thing as my nourishment page. It's just a large empty page that doesn't have much on it right now because it'll be all filled in by the end of the month with all of my habits. And I change the colors of my header, and then I add a photo, and then I add the days of the week above the numbers. And so from there, we're on to my weekly template page, which is primarily the page that I use the most. I keep a section for events at the very top, and then I have a running task list that I use at all times just to keep me on track with my work schedule and things that I need to be doing throughout the week to stay on schedule. And these colors, I'm honestly in love with. I can't remember the last time that I put together a monthly spread for the month ahead and like a weekly spread that I loved this much. And I do think that it's because I have such a deep connection to peacocks already and to these like warmer tones, but I absolutely love it. And you can see that I go through and I kind of change some things that I've already done, and I change some colors on things that I've already done. And that's because I find that in the creation process, I find that some things aren't the way that I initially wanted them to be, and some things look a little differently than I wanted them to be. And that for me is really the beauty of digital planning, because things are so easy to edit and things are so easy to change. So the last spread that I put together is always my cover page, which is kind of funny because it's the first page that starts the month, but it's always the page that I do last because first of all, it's the page where I keep all of my photos, and so it just seems right to kind of erase all of those other photos and then to do it last. And it, even though it's one of the most simple spreads, you know, it's just a photo with the mini calendar and the title on it, it really sets the tone. And for that reason, I really enjoy doing it last. And also, I have been really keeping with a theme in this year of my cover page being a door. And if you follow me on Instagram, then you know that I post a monthly forecast and transit spread, and that also always includes a door. Actually, much of those images and all of that inspiration really comes directly from this monthly spread that I always put together. And then at the very end here, I go into my Astrological Almanac and put my intentions page and my review page. And so this is where I look at my goals for the month ahead. And if you've been watching this long, then you know that, or maybe you know, that I have been working on putting together a planning video on how I track my monthly, quarterly, and yearly goals with astrological timing. And I'm actually going to be filming that in a couple days, which is really, really exciting. I've been planning for that video for a couple months now, and that's honestly something I've been putting a lot of my energy into. And so I'm really, really excited to finally film that and post that. But yeah, that does it for this spread for this month. Thank you for watching, and I'll see y'all in the next one.